Good Saturday evening to you, everybody. Giving you a live update here as we approach close to dinner time here. This late Saturday afternoon, updating you on the winter storm that is currently ongoing across the Tennessee Valley. Mostly now becoming more of a freezing rain deal. All the snow and most of the sleet are now pushing up to our north now, but we still got some of that out there. So with that said here, I'm going to go ahead and share this out to as many people as we can. And also, if you guys don't mind, let me know what you're seeing, where you're watching from, what kind of precip you're seeing, just to give a general idea of what's going on where you are. And also share this out to as many people as we can so we can get as many eyeballs on here as possible. Take me just a second to share this out. Alright, we are good now. So let's set the scene here and tell you what every one of these colors means here. First of all, this mix you see here, this peach color, dark pink, that's the freezing rain. The purple you see up here to the north, that's sleet. The blue up to our north, that's snow, and the green you see here is rain. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now that this green up in here across Tennessee is not valid. Temperatures are below freezing still, mostly ranging about 25 to 31, depending on where you are, elevation. So that unfortunately, the sad part is, unfortunately for those that most of you in Tennessee that are below freezing, you are having freezing rain. So the ice amounts are going to start adding up here, unfortunately, here over the next few hours before we get any kind of warming here. Now it will eventually warm up as we get into the nighttime, but as that warm front lifts north, but it's going to take a while for it to get up through here. It is not moving fast at all, and plus we have a northeast wind that's at least right now locking in that Arctic cold and it's keeping it in longer. So that's another issue we're dealing with too, that the winds are actually from the northeast, and that's another thing that's factoring in. So with that said here, the heaviest of the freezing rain activity right now, at least according to Doppler radar, basically goes from pretty much Lincoln County, Moore, Franklin, Coffee County. Some heavy sleet's been ongoing here towards Nashville and Cookeville and I-40. They were snow earlier, but they've gone to sleet, and they'll eventually go to freezing rain as well. And out here towards Spencer, Pikeville, Dunlap, you guys are getting in on this. Dayton, you guys are getting in on it as well. Sale Creek is in a bit of a break here, at least according to radar, but this freezing rain activity is about to pick up there very shortly, and same thing with Athens and Cleveland. And Cleveland is pretty much on your doorstep right now. Polk County, you're quiet for now, but that'll change. And Northwest Georgia here, this is going to be the interesting part here. Once you get to about a line of Dalton, Lafayette, Eaton, Chatsworth area, south of that line, it's above freezing. Like I just checked the observations out of Summerville and Calhoun and Chatsworth and Dalton, and those guys are actually above freezing right now. So y'all are just getting rain. However, north of that, places like Trenton and Ringgold, Fordo, and Lookout Mountain, you guys are still just below the freezing mark. So any of this rain that you see here on radar, the green is actually more of this peach color, which is the freezing rain. And yes, unfortunately, that does include Chattanooga. So last I checked, I think Chattanooga's at like 30 right now, and some other areas are ranging about between 28, 31-ish in southeast Tennessee. So whatever rain you're seeing, it's likely freezing on contact with the ground, and therefore you got your ice, and especially in the higher elevations, you got a pretty big concern of some significant icing based on current trends here. Now, just to check on northeast Alabama as well, most of this all down here is rain because that warm front's lifted a little farther north, so you're good down there towards the Gunnersville Lake and Fort Payne. Y'all are above freezing there, and same with Scottsboro. The points northeast may be up here towards Higdon and Bryan. I would not rule out the possibility up in here for at least the next couple of hours where you may get a brief little mix of freezing rain up there, but as temperatures are a little closer to freezing up that way. But most of northeast Alabama, outside of areas west of the Huntsville area, are pretty much all rain. But pretty much for most of the southern half of Tennessee right now, it is all freezing rain. So this green color you see over Grundy County and Franklin County and Marion, that is not accurate. That's because temperatures are just below the freezing mark. Therefore, it's more freezing rain, which is depicted by this peach/dark pink color on the map. So let's time this out here as to what you here. So we're going to go through ice amounts here. We're going to go through the progression of this pre. I said my computer's acting a little funky here, so it may take a little bit to load some of this up, but we will go through that timing and all that here going on here and just loads up. And as I said, I don't know why it's not doing it on my end here, but let me figure this out. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we'll start this, and again, I'll have to stop this run here in just a second here because it will speed too fast to get to it enough. But as you see here, as the freezing rain continuing here across most of southern Tennessee, and then down to the south, it's pretty much rain except for Lookout Mountain in northwest Georgia. But you see on this future cast, because that's not snow, it ain't snowing. So we'll just put